Hey everybody, this is PJ Riley from Lancaster Archery. Got a product video for you today. We wanted to tell you about the brand new Moultrie Delta cellular trail camera. So this is a great, functional, easy to use trail camera. I'm technologically challenged in a lot of instances, and even I was able to get this camera to work fairly simply. It's kind of a budget-friendly trail camera. It's not low end, it's not high end, it's right in the middle there that can make cellular cameras more affordable to a lot of people. You know, a lot of times these things just price themselves out of contention. The Delta is one that is not so bad. So there are two versions of the Moultrie Delta. You're going to have one that uses an AT&T plan and one that uses a Verizon plan. And a lot of the operation of this camera is app-based. So this is an awesome trail camera in and of itself. Even if you don't use the cellular functions, it's going to take 32 megapixel photos. It's got an 80-foot detection range. You can take videos as well. Does all the things that you would expect a trail camera to do. But obviously the cellular part, that's what we're looking for these days. So for security, I mean, cell cameras, you're putting this out there in the woods. Unfortunately, it is a real possibility that somebody would come by and want to steal it. You do have a way to secure these cameras. Up top here, you know, you can run a cable lock through the door and through the camera through two ports there, or down bottom, you can run it through there as well, just so you can lock this camera in place, at least make it difficult if somebody's trying to steal them. Inside the camera, you're going to notice that it does take 12 AA batteries. Now, it can use alkaline, but Moultrie will tell you, and I can confirm, it works best with lithium. It's going to use a standard SD card up to 32 gigabytes. You're going to put that in. But what I wanted to show you in here was this page right here. This is going to be your instruction sheet for setting up this camera. Now you're going to notice you don't really see any of the controls in here like you see on a standard trail camera. That's because they're all app-based, and I'll show you that in a second. All we have for controls are these buttons on the side here. And Moultrie has simplified the setup process in that these are a series of lights. What's going to happen is when you set this trail camera up, it's going to light up to let you know that the power's on. Then it's going to light up to let you know that the camera has connected to the server. And lastly, that the cellular function works. Once everything's green, then you know your camera is ready to operate. So when you're out in the field, you're just going to run through that system of lights to make sure everything's set up. It does take, or it can take, 10 to 15 minutes for it to connect, for you to get a strong enough signal to connect to that server and get the cellular function working. And then once that happens, then you go into the app. You're going to get the Moultrie camera app from the App Store, download it to your phone, and then you're going to run through the functions of this camera on that app. I'll show that to you. All right, so once you've downloaded the app to your phone and you've turned on your camera, you're going to see Activate Device. Once you hit that, you get a screen that tells you to scan the barcode so that Moultrie can recognize your device. And inside the camera right here, you're going to see this barcode right here. You just use your camera, hold it over it like any QR code, and then your phone is going to read that, and so then Moultrie knows exactly which camera they are working with. So once you go in there, then you can pick your plan. They've got many plans for unlimited data, or so many pictures. You pick how you want this device to work. One of the things that I like about it is that you can run it month to month. So for me, I like to run it in October and November. I can turn it off at the end of November, and then I'm not paying anymore for any data. So that's a handy feature. I really like that. Once you've got your plan set up and your camera is all activated, you come back to the home screen again. You've got Manage Devices. Okay, once you click on the Manage Devices, I can see my two cameras here, And you're going to see a time and date at the bottom. That's going to show you the last time that your camera's checked in. In other words, the last time they transmitted to you. To set that, you would go to where your devices are. There's a button in the bottom that says Devices, calls up your cameras. These are my two cameras right here. I go into Settings, and there it is. I have my camera name. I say how I want the camera to work. You know, you've got different options for capture mode. You got motion detect, time lapse, motion plus time lapse, photo or video, your upload frequency, okay? So that is how often the camera sends you pictures a day. You can see I've got 4 times a day mine is currently set at. If I wanted to, I could have it send 8 times a day, or I could have it send every 24 hours, once a day. If you want to, you can set the camera to immediately, which sends you a photo every time the camera takes one. Multi-shot, you can set that to how you want it to take pictures. Photo resolution, 20 megapixel I have it set at. Your sensitivity, that is your camera detection. A lot of times if you got it in a spot where the wind blows a lot, you may not want the blowing vegetation to pick up to register pictures, so you would set your PIR sensitivity to low. I have it on high. That means anything that moves in front of this camera, it's going to take the picture. Detection delay, you can have that set to wherever. I have it at 0 seconds, so mine will take pictures constantly. If you're sitting in front of a feeder, your camera's in front of a feeder or something like that, you might want to have more of a delay so you're not taking 1,000 pictures of the same deer. It's got a button for you to format your SD card. You can do it from the app if you want to. Information strip. Now at the bottom you're going to see a button that says GPS on demand. So the first time that you set your camera out, turn that to green. And then hit save. That's going to save in your settings. And what that's going to do is when you put your camera out, now the next time your camera checks in, now there's a GPS pin. Moultrie has a map in here. I'm going to click on Maps, and it will locate your camera exactly where it is. You can see there's my 2 cameras right there and where they are situated. If you can zoom way in and see, you can see I have this camera right off the edge of that field right there. So it locates your cameras by GPS. That's handy, of course, especially people like me. I'm forgetful, forget where I put them sometimes. So the GPS on demand, that's handy as well if somebody steals your camera. You can hit that GPS on demand. Next time it checks in, it'll give you a GPS location for where that camera is. So that's just a handy device as well. And then, every day I go to check mine. I go back to Manage Devices just to make sure my cameras have checked in. You can see this one last checked in at 12:25, my other one at 7:28. You refresh by pulling down, that tells you you've got the most recent information. Now your pictures. So at the bottom, where you come back to your main screen, you're going to see Gallery. I click on Gallery. Now here's all the pictures that I have taken. And what it does is it gives you some, on your phone, it's going to give you, it's not high resolution, but it's high enough that you can zoom in and see anything that you want to see. If this picture right here, if I wanted to, at the bottom in the green, you're going to see a button that says high res. If I click on that, my camera will collect a high resolution version and it will send it to my phone eventually. It takes a little bit of time, but you can get a high-res version of any photo you want. You can request it. But it just keeps it so that, if you take a picture of a fox or something you don't need a high-res version of that. Like I said, the version that it sends to your phone it is good enough that you can blow things up and see detail. This picture right here that I'm looking at, so I can blow that up. Now I know that's a 6-point buck. You know, in the standard version, you can't necessarily see it. You can see his eyes glowing. So you can blow it up and pick out detail. Here's another example. I see this, I get this picture sent to my phone. I can see a glowing eye. What is that? So I am able to, just by spreading my fingers, I can blow that up. Now I can clearly see what that buck looks like. So handy features there, but again, I can get a high-res version. So there are all kinds of ways that you can set up these cameras right from your phones. You can get it, you can set it to where it will only pick out objects that it's figuring are deer. You can set it, you know, to whatever animal that you're chasing. You can set it up to detect only those animals, so it only takes those pictures. You can have them organized. It will organize them by camera for you. You know, you can put tags, all kinds of ways you can customize this and keep your pictures organized in the app. A million things you can do with this app. And then each month, it will come up and ask you if you want to renew. You renew your plan, keep that camera going, or you turn it off and you're set for that month. All right, so another great feature about the Moultrie cell cameras, and it's not just this one, but since we're talking about the Delta, is Moultrie has a website, moultriemobile.com. If you go there, they have a troubleshooting page where if you're having issues with your camera, it's not sending you pictures, or the GPS function isn't working, something's not working right, it's not connecting to the server, you can go to moultriemobile.com and they have a troubleshooting page where you can potentially fix the problem yourself. They run through all these different features. If that doesn't work, their customer service is awesome. They have a chat version where you can click online and ask them questions. I've done this and they are helpful and responsive. Or you can call in and talk to someone on the phone and they will walk you through any troubleshooting that you may have. So not just the camera you're also getting that customer service, which for Moultrie, it is very responsive. So, like I said, just a very simple way to operate cellular cameras. And you can see I have 2 cameras on here. I could have 10 cameras on here and I would control everything about those cameras from my phone. It sends them all to one place, but yet I can work on them individually. So just a great way to operate your cellular trail cameras. That is the Moultrie Delta. Great new cell cam out from the folks at Moultrie. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like it, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Don't forget to click that bell to get notifications whenever we put out new videos. And as always, if you have any questions, you can visit us at lancasterarchery.com.